I am Daphne.
Trigonometry helps us find angles and distances. It can be used in science, engineering, math, and video games. Trigonometry was made by Hippocrates, and it's considered the father of trigonometry. He founded the relation between angles of a triangle and its length of sides. All of this developed into a new branch of math. The rule of trigonometry is SOHCAHTOA.
To do this procedure, first I started with my measurements, which were 140 centimeters, then the shadow, which were 225 centimeters. Then, by using Pythagorean theorem formula, I got the hypotenuse. So I did 140 to the second power plus 225 to the second power equals c to the second power, and then I got it with a square root, and I got 187 centimeters, which is the hypotenuse. Later, to get angle 1, I use sin, which is opposite over hypotenuse, which is 140 over 187. Then I did angle equals shift sin, parentheses, the division of the angles, and then I got the answer of angle 1, which is 48.47. Later, for angle 2, I did 180 minus 90 plus angle 1, and I got the answer, which is 41.52. For the light post, I did the same as the other example. I measured it, and it was 241 centimeters. Its shadow was 374 centimeters. Then, by using Pythagorean theorem formula, I got the hypotenuse, which was 444.92. Then, to get angle 1, I decided to use again sin, which is opposite over hypotenuse. So it's 241 over 444.92. And then I got the answer for angle 1, which was 32.79. Then for angle 2, I did 180 equals the sum of 90 plus angle 1 plus angle 2. I isolated angle 2 and I got 57.20. For the trash can, I measured 104 centimeters. Its shadow was 183 centimeters. So with Pythagorean theorem, I had C, which was the hypotenuse, and it was 210.48 centimeters. Then for angle 1, I decided to use cos, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's 183 over 210.48. And then cos angle equals the decimal of the division, and then to isolate the angle, I did shift cos and the decimal. And at last, I got the answer, which was 29.60. That was angle 1. And then for angle 2, I did 180 minus the sum of angle 1 and 90 degrees. And I got an answer of 60.39.
In this example, I did the picnic table. This is the angle number 2, angle number 1, and the 90 degrees angle. This is the shadow, which is 221 centimeters, and the height of the picnic table, which is 72 centimeters. 72 centimeters square plus 221 square equals c squared. So we can find the c, that it's the pointed line, which is 232.43. To find the cosine, we have to do adjacent divided by hypotenuse, which is 221 divided by 232.43, in which it gives you the value of cosine angle 1 of 0.95. Angle 1 equals cosine negative cosine times 0.95, which is angle 1, 18.04. To find the angle 2, you have to subtract 180 from angle 1 plus 90, which is angle to the result 71.95.
So here we have the length of our pot, which is 74, and we have 80 of the shadow. Now we draw the hypotenuse, and our triangle is a right triangle, so it would be a 90-degree triangle. And this would be our reference angle. Now we have just these two angles, so we need to get the hypotenuse, which we would use the formula A2 plus B2 equals C2. So we just make it, and we get C equals 108.97. Now we want to know the size of our reference angle, so we would use the SOHCAHTOA method, and since we just have the opposite and the adjacent of the reference angle, we will be using tangent. So since we already have the degrees of our reference angle and a triangle is 180, you just add that 2 degrees you have and then subtract it by 180 and you get the degree that you were missing.
My conclusion for trigonometry is that it's an impact for our world because it will help us to measure sides of buildings or measurements that you don't literally have to use a ruler to measure it. You can use 2 sides and then you get the other side. And also with angles, if you need to place something in a specific angle, if you need to locate something, you can use two sides or different angles with the trigonometry rules with cosine, tangent and sine needed to.
And I think it works a lot for designers, like interior designers, like also designers like for clothes and everything, because if you're designing like a carpet or something and you just have one side of the room because you forgot some information, you can get everything, all the other measurements with just a calculator.
In my case, I like to study graphic design, so I think it will be really helpful for it when I will have to design things or create something. It's also used in a lot of places that I never knew that it will be used, like in logos, designs, music, electronics, chemistry, and a lot of more topics that I find interesting.